Good morning, stamping friends. How is everyone doing? I feel like it's been forever since I've been here, but I'm so happy to join you today. And my name is Lorri Heiling, in case you are new to my channel. And I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love sharing projects with you. I have been on vacation. Actually, I have been gone a lot the last 2 months between weddings and vacation and graduation, just so many different things going on. And we just got back from Mexico, and you guys, this was a bucket list trip for me because our 3 children and their families, which means 8 grandchildren, went to Mexico with us, and oh, my heart is so full. I just cannot even describe the vacation we had. It was just so anticipated. We'd been waiting about 5 years. We planned this 5 years ago, and we were going to do a cruise, but the whole COVID thing messed that up. So we went to Mexico and just had a wonderful time. I hate to admit, I actually missed stamping while I was gone, but it didn't get in the way with the fun that we had. But now I'm back home in my own bed, and I'm ready to move on and get going on holiday projects. So today we are going to do a Halloween little project, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's very simple and easy to duplicate. So I hope you enjoy it as well. And let me turn my camera around and we will get going with today's project. For today's little project, we are going to be using Bewitching. I know I've said this before, but I kind of have a fetish for witch feet. If you look at my house during Halloween, you will see these little feet everywhere in my house. I just love decorating with those. So when this stamp set came out, I knew for sure this would be my first Halloween stamp set that I would get. However, you can see that there are not any sentiments, so I did have to grab this one as well, and this has a really cute die set that goes with it. Actually, let me show you the picture of it in the catalog, and that will give you even more ideas. So they're both on one page. This is on page 56 and 57, and aren't they cute? Look at the projects that they made, and look at this die set. It's really tiny here, but if you have the catalog, you can see it a little bit better. So this one was definitely worth it, but this is my favorite image, and look at the washi tape with it, and it's just really a fun set to create with. All right, so let's get started here. We are gonna take pumpkin pie today, and this piece is actually, I believe it's 6.5. Let me get my larger ruler. 6.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and then I scored it at, well, let me put it this way, it's 4.25 right here. And it's gonna make kind of a little pocket card. So we're just gonna take this, fold on that score line, and use your bone folder so you get a nice crisp edge like that. All right, now this makes a little flap on the front, and so we are gonna decorate that. And I chose paper from this collection, and it's called Rustic Harvest. And you can see it's more of the fall and floral colors, but look at this little plaid right here. It's just black and white. So I pulled that from this paper pack, and we are gonna turn this into Halloween. However, I wanted to bring a little bit of pumpkin pie in there. So there's a couple ways we could do this. One would just be by taking a blend and making a line on top of those white places, or I'm gonna use my blending brush and some pumpkin pie. These blending brushes can really do a lot to change your designer series paper. So what you want to do is just ink it up, and I always start off the paper. See how it makes some of those lines? Let me see, I think I have a darker color in there a little bit. You can wash these too. So go like that, and the nice thing is you can make this as dark or light as you want. So we're just going to add some color here. And I think it's best to just make little circles and go round and round. I want mine to be a little bit darker than normal. So we're gonna keep adding to this, just one more layer. So it's more of a, just more of a true orange and not a muted orange. Looks a little more peachish. So let's do that. Get this side. Very simple to do. When you do this on top of black just stays black, so it really is going to be a nice little way to make our own Halloween designer series paper. All right, now you have to be careful when you're working with white, because I now have pumpkin pie fingers. I'm reaching for my wet wipes. I think I have some here. Hold on. I just really need to wipe my hands off, or I'm going to have we are going to be using white paper later. I don't want to get that all marked up with orange where I don't want it. All right, so let's just take that and let's add that to that little flap we made. Oh, I didn't tell you the dimensions of this. It's 2 1/8 by 5 3/8. And as you know, I like tight fits. And remember, if your glue does not start running, you know, this is not Stampin' Seal Plus, which I prefer. I'm using up my other ones because I'm mainly buying the Stampin' Seal Plus now. It works a little bit better, but that little silicone mat will help your tape get going. All right, so let's bring the pumpkin pie back, and we're just gonna adhere this to the front. If you prefer a little bit more border showing, just take that down 1/8 of an inch more. All right, now this piece, we're just gonna take basic black and we're gonna kind of fill in this space here. And so this piece is gonna be 5 3/8 by 2 1/8. And let's just do the same thing, add some adhesive here and put this is gonna make the back flap, and it's gonna be that tight fit again. All right, comment together. All right, the next thing we are going to do is let's work on the little part that's gonna have the witch hat. So let's set this aside and grab your, just a scrap piece of basic black, and I'm gonna grab the hat that I'm choosing, which is the spiderweb one. And we also need Versamark, and we will need our white embossing powder. And I'm gonna show you this new tool that we have. Once again, I am gonna grab my catalog so you can see this. This little gem of a tool is called the Embossing Additions Toolkit. This, you guys, I love, love, love this. You know, I already have a tray, I have a little paintbrush I use, I have one of those already, but that little tweezers is worth this whole kit alone because it is such a strong grip, you won't believe it. I'm gonna show you a little bit later how I'm gonna use the tweezer, but for now, we're just gonna use the tray and we used to call that the embossing buddy. And the reason that we use that is so that when we emboss on this, sometimes your fingers have oil on, and when you ink it up with Versamark and then you sprinkle it and you tap it off, sometimes it'll still stick to some of those areas where the oil from your hands are on. However, if you use this embossing buddy, this will kind of remove that oily feel to your hands. So it'll give kind of a chalky look, but that's all right, it wipes off again. So just do that. Then we're gonna use our Versamark, which is basically kind of a goopy ink that makes embossing powder stick to it. So let's just stamp that. Then grab your little tray and your white embossing powder. Let's just sprinkle that on. It has a little funnel here, so when you're done, you can just tip that into your back into your little bowl. Now you can see it did pick up those areas, and you know why it did that? That wasn't because of the embossing buddy. It was because I pressed too hard. I didn't do tap, tap, tap. I did it a little bit too much, but that is why we have this little brush here, and that takes off those little pieces that go where they don't want you to, or where they go where you don't want them to. All right, that's good. Now I am gonna go over by where my plug-in is, and I'm going to emboss this, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and now this little witch hat makes it easy to cut this out. This is bundled with the stamp set called Bewitching, so you can save 10% if you get these together. The price of these bundled is $34, so that's a pretty good price for both of these items. And we're just gonna line up this. If you want to make the brim a different color, they have a punch for that as well. That's what that one is. But this one I'm gonna keep black. And I usually save these little stars. I put a little Ziploc bag, and then I stick all these little things that pop out and save those so I don't ever have to go back. Sometimes it's kind of fun to add those little doodads. All right, now, isn't that cute? I just love that, it's very simple. Now, what I did was I took the die from Seasonal Labels and I cut this out, and then I used the 3D embossing brick and mortar embossing folder, and I put some bricks on the back so it's not plain. So let's grab our card front, and what we're gonna do now is before we put this on, which it's going to go right here, we are going to tie this shut. So, but we don't want to use adhesive. You could if you wanted, but I wanted it to be able to open so the card that goes in here can slide out easily. And this is where that little tweezer is going to come in handy. I wish you could see how strong this is. This is all metal here. It's not plastic, and it is such a hard, tight grip. When I put my finger in there, I mean, you can really feel the pinch in that. So what we're gonna do is tie a ribbon, and this is our black organza ribbon that has glitter in. I just think it looks so Halloween-y, and I just took this from my scrap, which is almost the exact amount we need. Normally I leave it on the spool, but this is how we're gonna keep it shut. And don't worry where the knot falls when you start. So when I tie mine, I go left over right, and you can see I could have used a little bit more, but I want to show you the beauty of this tweezer. So just tie it tight like that, and then we're going to take that tweezer and hold this down. That frees up both hands to tie the knot. So even with a smaller piece of ribbon, you can still do this because you don't have to hold that ribbon tight while you're tying this knot here like this. Right, now we'll just slip that tweezer out and tie it tight like that. And I think I want to turn this so you see the glitter on both sides. And then we are going to, actually, I wonder if the length is okay on this. I think it, well, let me cut this at an angle a little bit more. And then this side, just a tiny bit. All right, now I'm going to hike it over to the right side, like that, and just put it down a little bit from that top edge flap like that. All right, now we can go ahead and put this on like that. And what I'm going to do is pull this over a little bit more so it's symmetrical. There we go. We are going to use dimensionals, which I'm looking for my larger ones. Hold on a second. I'll just use a new pack. So I'm going to put them just right at the bottom here. And then I'm going to put one, let's see, about here at the top. You don't want to put them all the way up here, or you're not going to be able to slip your card in there. All right. And we'll just put it on right like this, and that. Actually, I need to stand up when I do this because number one, my head always gets in the way, and number two, I want it to be lined up. And that top one is going to secure the ribbon from moving left and right because that dimensional kind of keeps it down. All right, now we need to slip a little card in there, and we also need to decorate this. However, you can see I forgot to put my little spider web on. That's part of what makes this. So I'm gonna attempt to put this on using Memento ink, but first I need to figure out where it's gonna go. So I am gonna place this at an angle, and then what I do is I take a little pencil and I make a dot where the top of the hat is because I want the spider line to drop from that dot. All right, then ink it up, and I hope that I can do this because I already embossed the brick on there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if it doesn't, you may want to stamp this before you emboss it, but I forgot to do that part. So I will attempt to. If not, I'm gonna have to pause and go do that. All right, so just try to get the web going straight. That's pretty good. And I'm gonna just erase that little pencil mark because you can see it a little bit. There. Oh, he's cute. So I just proved that you can stamp after embossing. It's probably because it's the foam red rubber. And then we will place this witch hat like this. And so we're going to use dimensionals again. I think you only need a couple on here. And because I chose not to decorate the brim of this, I am going to add one other little thing here. It's okay if his legs are covered up a little bit. It's a little bit plain there, so I'm going to take our black and white gingham checkered ribbon and tie a teeny tiny bow in this. And the way you make this teeny tiny is you just pull the loops really small and then just keep making it smaller. That's pretty good. And let's trim those ends down. And then let's take a mini glue dot and add this to the hat brim. That'll just add a little bit more interest to the hat, so it's not quite so plain. And I think I'm gonna put it on the right side because we have the spider going on here. Yeah, let's move it over here, like that. All right, now we just need a place to put our sentiment and our note. So what I'm gonna do is grab basic white cardstock, and this one I definitely need to measure because it's the oddest measurement you'll ever hear of. And I had a reason for this. I wanted this to be symmetrical. However, I had to make adjustments because this is folded down here. So in a nutshell, this piece is going to be 5 inches by 1/16 less than 4. So actually it's 3 15/16. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'll show you why. When you hike this all the way down to the bottom, it makes a perfect, you know, like the border is the same all the way around. All right, so now we just need a little sentiment on this. Actually, I'm gonna leave this in here so I can line up where I want that sentiment to go and make sure it's placed in the right area. So I'm gonna grab my pumpkin pie again, and the sentiment I chose is "Trick or treat, you're so sweet." And you could even add a gift card to the bottom of this white thing, but remember this is gonna slide in and out easily. So I'm just gonna put that over here, like that. And there you have our cute little Halloween card. I hope you enjoyed that, and you know, play around with it and see, maybe try the plaid that I was telling you about just with a line with the blending brush in pumpkin pie, see if you like that. You could add some more Halloween colors like purples or that parakeet party, that bright green, that might be pretty. But this is what I came up with. I hope you enjoyed this, and you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, if there's any products in any current catalog that you like, please order from my Stampin' Up! Website and use this host code, because if your order is over $35 and you use the host code, you get my 3 Creative You projects for free, plus the PDF to help you assemble it. If you order by August 10th, you will get in on August's class, and I would just so enjoy that. Now remember, if you order in July or August and your order is over $50, it is still celebration, and there's so many beautiful products that are available. They're only sold out of one, and let me quick show you. The Hippo stamp set and dies, each one of these requires a $50 order. If you're at my Cozy Craft Retreat, you will be getting this already, but you might want to put an order in so that you can earn the Hippo dies. Then there's also this Ring of Love Designer Series paper. That's with a $50 order. This is the one that they're sold out of. Oh, I was so disappointed, but I know that when they do this, it's while supplies last. So this one was very popular. We also have the Stylish Sketches, which is kind of like a penciled sketch. It's pretty as well. This is gold and white paper and silver and white. There's metallic in here, so that's a nice little choice too with a $50 order. This one takes $100. There's quite a few more stamps in this one, so this one's worth a little bit more, so that one requires a $100 purchase. This die set is probably one of my favorites at the $100 range. I like that one, and then this one. And look at the cute things you can do with this. Then we have, the last one is also a $100 value, and you get a whole pack of Designer Series paper and this beautiful, wonderful World Floral stamp set. So those are some added bonuses during celebration. Also, if you gather some of your friends, or if your order is during celebration, you will also get this free Perfect Pomegranate host set, and you just have to make sure that your order is at $150 to earn that. Actually, $300. I'm sorry, I was thinking it was $150. All right, then the last thing is, if you sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, this is the best deal at all, because number one, not only do you get this beautiful planner, but you also get to be a part of my We Stamp team, and we have so much fun. There's so many things that you can be connected with. We have a private Facebook page, we have creative people, we share ideas, we have a team meeting, but this is all voluntary. If you just want to, do your own thing, you don't have to be involved in all that, but I just like to share because there is a lot more behind the scenes that goes on when you are a demonstrator, and you also get that discount on all of your orders. All right, well, thank you again, and we will see you next time. I am on every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Arizona time. So I will see you again next week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.